So to get started, we're going to do something very simple. Just two circles, one larger one like this, and if we want, we can add the center line to show that he's looking to the right. And then way down here, we're going to add a smaller circle. That's going to be his nose, right there. I'm going to go to the top of his head and really make this a little straighter looking up there. We're going to add a little corner where the center of his head would be. And then on the side of those two lines, we're going to add the ears, just like that. And they look a little bit like two big triangles with a line right in the middle, or off to the side maybe a little bit, like that. And let's just add his muzzle. And we're going to give him, of course, a big smile because he's a happy Tigger. And we just take a line that goes almost from the middle of the big circle toward the edge of the smaller circle, just like this. That's his muzzle. And you can almost see he's smiling already. And we have that center line right here that goes down his nose. It says, here's half the muzzle, here's the other half. And of course, he's going to have an open mouth, so we're going to open this up like that. And you can see he's already in a good mood, he's smiling. But next, we need to add his cheeks. And we do the same thing. This is round. We're going to straighten that out just a little bit. And then that line, though, curves all the way down here, and it becomes his big jaw. He has a pretty good-sized jaw. And we're going to take this all the way up to his muzzle, like this. And now let's add his eyes. And they're very, very simple. There is also two little circles right over his nose, one here and one over there. And we can darken those circles in already so it looks like real eyes. And then we're going to add a couple little eyelids just over those pupils. One, two, the other over there. For more details, now we're going to add a mask around his eyes, and it goes somewhat like this. We'll do a couple more curvy, almost straight lines over his eyes like that. And then that line goes on the side of his eyes and goes back over his nose like this. And then we also take the other side and close that off as well. That's sort of his little eye mask, I call it. So now let's add a few more details. We're going to have this line right here to close that part of his muzzle off. And there's another line that goes along with it, and that becomes his cheek. So by the time we're almost by the eyes, we're going to take this down, and that becomes this nice cheeky, fleshy area right there. So what's missing, of course, his stripes, because Tigger has stripes. So we're going to do the first set of stripes over his eyes. It's sort of a couple of stripes, but also his eyebrows at the same time. And I'm going to go and darken them in already so it really looks like stripes. And then there's one more behind those, right there. Then he's got also some stripes over his cheek, so we add one right here. And we curve that a little bit because his cheek is round. One, and maybe a longer one behind. Two. And then, of course, he's got a couple of little stripes on the side of his nose, so we'll do one right here, just tiny ones. And one there. So let's go ahead and add his neck. It just makes for a nicer drawing like that. And of course, we're going to add some stripes there as well. This stripe is sort of hidden behind his jaw, so we're not going to finish that all the way because the jaw is in front. And then let's maybe one more stripe that's a little wider down here. And just to vary it a little bit, a thinner one down there. And last not least, we have to add one more detail, and that would be his whiskers. And we're going to add them on each side of his muzzle. You don't have to add a whole lot, just maybe 4 on this side. Different length. One is a little shorter, one is a little longer, and 3 on the other. How about that? 1, 2, 3. And you can see that with those whiskers added and the stripes, he really looks like Tigger. So I hope you had a good time drawing him. Remember, he is the only one.